Welcome to the Share Your Rice podcast, where every person has an untold story to tell. I'm Katie.
I'm Bree. Join us as we explore the inspiring stories of individuals from all walks of life, uncovering the challenges they've overcome and the victories they've achieved.
Get ready to be inspired, motivated, and empowered to share your own rice.
It's a creative space. No one is here trying to take me down.
Right.
Like now I can just like start moving forward.
Yeah.
So that was like the healing point of like us losing everything and then me getting back to a place where I could feel creative.
So that was a huge step for you.
Yeah.
Big time. So how did you end up? Was that the beginning of Allegory or was that?
No, so that was like at a very bitter time in my life because I was like, oh, okay, I'm good at being me and I'm good at serving people, but I'm not good at being a boss, apparently, because I've like crushed that.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
You had a lot of little lessons to learn.
I mean, back then I called it fried hair, and it was kind of like a, you know, if you think that's a bad name for a salon and you don't want to come here because it's called fried hair, then F you.
Oh, that's catchy. I love it.
I like it. At first I was like,
rebellion.
What? I was like, oh, that's your last name. That's right.
Yeah,
I like it.
It was kind of like my rebellion
And
era.
it doesn't spell, like you don't spell it like fried.
Yeah, we spelled it like our name.
Right.
Like
fried. So it's cool. It got
and
a hook.
so I just kind of was like, I don't really care if anybody, because at that point I had been through so much judgment for like where I was coming up with like being young and getting married and like being a young hairstylist and owning a business and losing my house. Like there was no like embarrassment left to be had.
Yeah,
like
you had nothing to lose.
I love that,
I mean,
Dawn.
I know
that's inspiring.
People that have had kids kind of understand like, you know, when you then like on my fifth kid, it's like they're coming in, they're like all up in my business. I'm like probably checking my phone, like I don't even care.
Right.
And people are just like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I have no modesty left.
Right.
Like at this point, like everybody's seen that.
Oh yeah.
You're an open book.
Oh yeah, your whole
open
body's
book.
been like,
literally open.
Like literally open book in so many ways.
So relative to that, it was kind of like, I mean, my whole life has been exposed. My whole life has like, there's nothing that basically anybody could say or take from me that I could be more embarrassed by. So at that point, it was just like, okay, I'm going to name it fried hair. And so that time was kind of like my healing point of like me figuring out who I really wanted to be without worrying about what everybody else thought about me. Mm-hmm. So then it was like 2008, 2009, and then 2010, my landlord's plumbing to the street stopped working, and that was like his responsibility.
Yeah.
And so my plumbing in my salon didn't work, and I was just like,
that's a big deal.
Yeah. You need to wash hair.
Yeah. So I got out of my lease legally, like he wasn't providing that for me. So legally I got out of my lease. Didn't really know where I was going, but it healed a lot. And my cousin actually had a place down in the Drake neighborhood, just a tiny little rental salon, more of like a garage space than anything else. And I was like, can I just crash here for a minute?
Yeah.
Till I figure this out.
Right.
And she was like, yeah, you could crash in the back room, which, well, I mean, literally it was a back room. Like it was.
And when you say crash in the back room, you mean crash your salon in the back room.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So now I'm going from like having a creative space that I really like, I curated and I loved, to now I'm crashing in someone's back room. And
front, forward, like what is it? Like you go forward, 2 steps back. Yeah, step forward,
well, and
2 steps
you're
back.
getting these tastes of what you want over the years.
Yeah.
Of what you need and what you're aiming for. Yeah. So tell
failure
us.
Forward. That's what Peter said. Like he said, fail forward.
Yes.
Just keep freaking going.
Yep. You got to keep just climbing the ladder. So
yeah. So now I'm crashing the back room. Literally, like she had a desk in there. It had like a fluorescent shop light.
Ugh,
it was an old dairy
fluorescent
building, so there was a poop chute with like poop on the wall.
Oh God!
That like we couldn't get off.
Oh my
and
God!
Then we kills painted
just
over
more
it.
reminders of what you don't want.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. So it was literally like I was doing hair with like bad lighting, a mirror, and a chair. And
painted shit on the wall.
Painted shit on the wall. Back room. Like, and I actually wasn't, like, at any point distraught or worried. Like, I knew I was just going to be there for a minute. Like, I told my clients who are getting thousands of dollars in services, like, we're just going to be here for a minute.
Right.
And what was great is they just all believed in me.
Right.
Like, they were just like, I don't care if you have to do my hair in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, you are.
You were worth it.
Like,
you were worth it.
Yeah.
They're walking away feeling great. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
they were like with me.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, I had a very loyal clientele. I had always done right by them, even if it was my own expense, replacing their hair or any quality issues. Like, they trusted me. So
Great
they were like,
customer service.
I'm just going to sit here
Yeah.
in this back room with
Tell
all
me
of
where
this
you're
mess.
next. Yeah.
And so what ended up happening was my cousin was actually, like, in dire straits with the salon, which I actually didn't know when I came to crash in the back room. And, like, things were starting to be unpaid.
Right.
And so then, like, I go home again and I tell my husband, I got to get out of here quick. If they lock the door, they're going to lock the door.
Yeah.
And
all your
then,
crap's in there. You
know,
got to get
literally.
it out. Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So then I'm like, I go to my cousin and I say, you know what? I've healed a lot being here around other people. And I've realized I actually don't not like people. I just didn't like the way I handled myself.
Yeah.
And I've learned
That's a
lot.
huge lesson, too.
And so I think I'm going to go start a rental chair salon because this has been inspiring for me. And then she's like, just buy this one. And so I was like, I don't really know if I want to do that. Like, it was kind of a dump, to be honest. Like, it needed a lot of work.
Yeah.
I didn't know if the people were going to stay because that's a bunch of blue sky. And she was quite frankly asking too much money for it.
Yeah.
And so I went home and I evaluated the situation. And I said to my husband, I said, well, for what I was planning on doing, I would spend this at high risk.
Yeah.
And so this is what I'm going to offer her at high risk.
Yeah.
Same thing. Not the salon that I want, but it would be easy, right?
Yeah.
It's like I don't have to move. I can fix it up.
Yeah. Your clients are already coming to you. They
they're
know where to go.
Coming to me. We can move out of the back room.
It's just about renovating
you know.
the space.
Yeah. And so she took it. She was like, I take it.
Yeah.
And so I went to everybody and I said, I own the salon now.
Yeah.
Here's how much the rent is. And here's what the lease looks like. And I would love for you to stay. And if you don't want to stay, I totally understand. And they all stayed.
Awesome.
And at the time, I did make one mistake that I look back on. And, you know, mistakes are mistakes. You can't change them. And I was going to change the branding. I had an idea for the branding. I had an idea to bring it up to be what I wanted it to be. And at the time, it was called Bombshell Betties.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, please don't change the name.
Yeah.
Like, we want to stay, but please don't change the name. Please don't. We love it. We love the vibe and everything. Yeah. And I caved to the pressure because I thought, well, if everybody's happy, why rock the boat?
Right.
And back then I didn't think, but I need to be happy too.
Right.
And it's your salon.
And it was my salon. But at that point, I was on the opposite, right? Like
Yeah.
the first time I owned a salon, I was so like, my way.
Yeah.
And this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to conform to how we're going to do it.
Right.
And so this time around, I was trying to be really aware.
Yeah.
That I needed.
Selfless a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so.
So you really let that pendulum swing one
and
way
so
to the other.
I think I went a little too far
Yep.
the other way. Like everyone's needs before my own.
Right.
So I decided to let them have what they wanted. I was like, all right, we're just going to let you guys have what you want. If you're happy,
Bombshell
you're happy.
Betties.
And
won
so we'll leave it.
in that moment.
And then, so we all worked at the salon. It was really hard because rental salons' profit margins are pretty low.
Yeah.
But it was
So
fun.
how does rental salon work? Meaning like all of the hairstylists there give you a piece of the rent?
Yeah,
They
you're a
rent
landlord.
chairs.
You're a landlord. And so their chair is X amount of money per month. And
then,
this is what's included.
And then they bring their clients in and then you get a percentage of that.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
They just rent the space.
They just rent the
Literally
space.
are a landlord.
So got it. So how do you make money or meet your profit margins then with
Exactly.
that? Okay.
Your profit margin's pretty slim.
Yeah.
So I was just still making money off of my own hands. And so, you know, I get into this business and we had a great time. Like when we were like in our prime, we all had fun together. It was fun.
Yeah.
That's what I will say. At some point you have to look at a business when you have goals and decide, do I want to have fun at the cost of never making this goal?
Yeah.
You know, and ultimately our next transition became, if I ever am going to meet this goal, I need to kind of like have also what I want with my goals, but be able to meet the needs of others.
Right.
And
so you got to marry those two
at that
huge
point
lessons.
I was like, I've got to And I tried rebranding for a minute with a professional brander and think, okay, we need to turn this brand into something that I want.
Yeah.
And the more that we tried, I realized I just couldn't because it wasn't my brand.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so hard to delegate that. Like, we go through that now. It's so hard to delegate your vision.
Well, it's hard to kind of verbalize your vision sometimes.
Totally. So at this time, you're at Bombshell Betties.
Yeah, so right now, we're at Bombshell Betties, and my husband is like doing behind the scenes stuff still. He's doing like taxes, office work, stuff like that. And it gets to a point where I'm like, okay, and this is long before anybody would have known.
Yeah.
I had an inkling of change, right?
Yeah.
So I bought Bombshell Betties in 2010, and then came around to I came to him a few years later and I said, this isn't what I wanted. This is fun.
Yeah.
This is fun. This isn't what I wanted. And then, he was like, he's like, why don't I just go to school?
Yeah.
And he had brought that idea up many years before. And many years before I was like, no, this is my thing.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be on my thing.
Right. I hear that.
But at that point, actually, I take that back. At that point, I said, he had kind of thought about going to school again. And I said, I think it is time for you to go to school.
Yeah.
And I was wrong.
Yeah.
And you should do this with me because everything we do together is lit, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
we need to be together.
That's
like,
awesome.
Yeah,
he
you
was
got the
always
vibe.
my
That's beautiful.
support system.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
People see my success as like, oh, I did all this work, but just like the opposite of men that are successful and they do all this work. And what's behind the scenes, right?
Totally.
It's usually a woman that is doing all the back office, all of the kid running, all of the cooking, all
running
of
the house.
Getting everything else done. And who sees it but just this man that's successful.
Yeah.
And this is unfortunately like what people didn't see. It's
Yeah.
like I'm doing all of this. Dan's at home cooking. Dan's at home taking care of the kids. Dan's still working.
Yeah.
Dan's not getting any of that credit.
Yeah.
But that's why I was able to do that.
Right.
Is because he was like, I see it in her.
Yeah.
I see it in
Yeah.
her.
He
Like,
was
I
your-
believe in
I
her.
love
Yes.
that.
He
That
was
is
your
Ben
rock.
right now.
He was
I
your
love
rock.
it.
He
I
was
love
your
it.
foundation.
Absolutely.
Love
So
it.
he was just like, she's got it. She's got it.
Yeah.
I know she's got
Yeah.
it. He was every time I came home being like, I can't do this anymore. Oh, sorry. I
Yeah.
can't do this anymore. He'd
Yeah.
be like, yes, you can. You got this. You
Yeah.
got this.
Yeah.
So, I was like, it is time. And then we had this discussion that I was like, I just want you to understand what this looks like.
Yeah.
So we have this really what other people see as
Heart to heart.
successful
Yeah.
business,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
we are a full salon. We have a waiting list of renters.
Yeah.
Everybody loves us. Everybody wants to work there.
Yeah.
And what this looks like when we make this change is when you graduate and when we change this into what we want, no one that works here right now will be left. Everyone will be gone.
Yeah.
And that's not because we're going to fire them.
Yeah.
It's because they won't be able to handle
Double power. Dawn and Dawn.
watching
Yeah.
you
Dawn and Dan.
come
Yeah.
from what they perceive as being behind them.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
he's going to be a newer hairstylist.
Right.
They won't be able to watch you gain that experience and the talent and the respect so quickly that they will probably all hate you.
Yeah.
And they will probably all quit.
Yeah.
And it will be rough and it will be dramatic and we will be there and we will be standing alone, but that will be how we can start. That's how we're going to start over.
Yeah.
I love that you saw that this was going to be a challenge and you went straight into it knowing that as a team, you and Dan could
With your
handle it
partner.
and you could
Life
succeed
partner.
through it. I love
Because
that.
I said, if me and you are there, any walkout is withstanded.
Yep.
Like me
Yeah.
and you can earn enough that we will earn more than anyone that works here.
Yeah.
That we will basically be like, okay, well, they walked out.
Right.
It's not the money.
Yeah.
It's the help that
Yeah.
really at that point becomes difficult.
Right.
Well,
Because,
and you can kind of filter it out as you go, right?
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
filters out naturally.
yeah.
So then, Allegory.
So at first, we were like, okay, let's set this up for success because we did care about the people that work there.
Of course you
So
did.
we're like, let's create a space for them
Yeah.
to go leave without feeling like they really have to leave.
Yeah.
So we opened another rental chair salon under a different brand. And then under that brand, nobody wanted anything to do with us. And part of it, looking back at that point, was like everybody really didn't know what play we were making.
Yeah.
Right. But part of it also was like now they were already like, oh, we don't really like that Dan's doing hair. We don't really like where this is going.
Yeah.
So they didn't really trust us with that, which is fine. It didn't work out. It was a rental salon that we never filled. We ended up closing it. But that's what that was about, was trying to make a space for them.
I love that. You were trying to be supportive of the people that were
And
supporting
we
you
were
and
like,
still
hey,
meet your dreams.
And we told them, like, hey, we have this opportunity.
Yeah.
If you want to remain rental, be here.
Yeah.
We're turning this into commission. We're changing things. And, you know, ultimately everybody wanted to go their own way, which is fine. And it's typical.
Well, and they got to make that choice.
Yeah. And my only regret is like with like one particular person that left, I was just in a really bad time of my pregnancy. Like we had gotten our diagnosis with Judah and we knew he was not going to be healthy. We knew there was trouble on the horizon and we were like, this is going to be really hard. Like we can't let this break the rest of our family. Like we've got so many people to think of right here. And so they were really nasty when they left. Everybody else was not. Everybody else was like, hey, this is just business.
Right.
But one person was just really nasty. And I had been in such a good place as a boss after my first business that I was disappointed with how I handled it. I did not handle it well.
Right. Well, you got hormones going, for God's sakes.
I am dealing with this diagnosis.
Come on. Yeah.
I am angry about that. I am like, you know, so when this person did this, I was like, I am so angry that they just can't even see that they didn't need to do this.
Yeah.
So I definitely wish I would have handled myself with more rapport.
Right.
In that situation, instead of kind of like let some of that mental health spell out.
Right.
But you know,
you're human. I mean, come on.
Like I just didn't have it.
Yeah.
And so after that, you know, my husband's just like, I don't really like who you are right now.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't you.
Yeah.
Like, you need to stop because you need to get back to who you are. And I know this isn't who you are.
Right.
And I'm like, you're right. And so we go back through. But then it was really the point of like, okay, everyone is gone.
Yeah.
But the only person that saw like really the true us was Brie, who is still here.
Yeah.
You know, she's been here 9 years.
So Brie, was she with Betty? What do you call it? Bombshell Betty?
She came on as Bombshell Betties. We had moved. We had closed the Drake location. We had opened a new location. And Bombshell Betties, like as a business, wasn't really like the same exact thing as when we bought it. We actually like didn't buy Bombshell Betties legally because like she had a lot of debt and there was like all this stuff.
Yeah.
So we made it Bombshell Betties Salon, and that was like Bombshell Betties Beauty Lounge. But that's why I didn't change the name.
Yeah.
So long story short, she came on like
That's
she
awesome.
was brand new.
Yeah.
And she's still with you today.
Yeah.
I love my
when
Breeze. That's for sure.
When the salon was burning down,
Yeah.
essentially. Like
Yeah.
everything's burning down. Brie comes in as the newbie and everything's burning down. And when Dan hired Brie, actually, I knew it was burning.
Yeah.
And I said, you need to put her downtown and keep her away from the
fire.
poison water.
Yeah. Right.
Like, don't let her drink the poison water.
Yeah.
Because if you bring her to the poison water, she's going to get poisoned.
Yeah.
And so if you hire her...
Give that girl some fresh water.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was like, her only chance
A
to
healthy
survive
drink.
this environment.
Yeah.
that we
So
had
when you
going
say
on.
downtown, do you mean
Here.
where we're sitting here
Where we're
today?
sitting here
Yes.
today.
So how long have you been here now at your
We've
beautiful
been here over
salon?
10 years. Because
Yeah.
we knew it was always our intention that this is not Bombshell Betties.
Right.
So this was going to be Allegory.
So you knew it was Allegory back in the
Before-
day, 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, 12 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah. So I thought like she could be great, but she can't be great with what's happening here.
I love
Right.
that.
Like protect her.
Yeah.
You saw
essentially.
her.
Right.
You saw the vision. that
So,
included
you
her.
know, she comes on, the salon's on fire,
Yeah.
and she's just like seeing this as like her chance to make it.
Yeah.
And so
Fresh out of beauty school, right?
No, she had been working at a chain salon.
Okay.
And just feeling like, oh, I'm going to get stuck here. And I'm not, same mindset of
Yeah.
like, Wilson's Leather, here's your manager's
Yeah.
store. And
Yeah.
she's like, I got to go.
Yeah.
Like, because this isn't my goal.
Right.
Right. And so then she came here. And so she's like, okay, well, this basically place is a mess. But Like, I'm just going to, I'm going to make this work.
Yeah.
And so she saw, and we were just very transparent with her. Like, when times are bad, times are bad. And I was just like, times are bad.
Yeah.
And, you know, when we knew we were going to have Judah, I had to go to her and say, I understand if you can't work here anymore.
Yeah.
You're going to be alone
Yeah.
a lot. You're
Yeah.
going to be running, like, the whole salon. And that's not your responsibility. And I certainly don't expect that.
Yeah.
But I'm just being clear with you.
Yeah.
And she was just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
She's like, I can do this.
I
like,
love that.
whatever you guys
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
And so Bree was the only standing.
I love that.
stylist
Loyalty
left.
goes a long ways, man. It's hard to find too. Like
And
when you
so-
find it, hold on to that person.
Yeah.
Right?
So right before Judah, when we knew, like, you know, everything was going to be in play in
Yeah.
January. So right before Judah, we get all the other salons closed. We are like,
2020.
Bree, this is how
Yeah.
it's going to go.
We're in
and
COVID
then
time.
we're like,
Yeah.
okay, October launch, we're Allegory.
Yeah.
And we're not this
October
brand.
2020.
Was it? No,
No,
I feel
10,
like it.
10 years ago, you said, right?
So
Well, it's been 9
9.
years.
so we're
So-
past COVID. You changed the name to Allegory
2018.
Yeah, so right before COVID.
20
right before
COVID.
right before COVID, because Judah was born in 2020 though. I thought
2019.
Oh, he's
so
born in
this is right
2019.
before Judah was born, and we're like, it's time to launch.
Okay.
Like,
Okay, why not? You've got
Yeah.
your 4 kids, you're pregnant. Why not just open up that
Yeah.
beautiful
Yeah.
new business?
Yeah.
So we're like, we're Allegory now.
Yeah.
And we were never Bombshell Betties. Really,
Yeah.
me.
Well, tell us about
Dan,
Allegory
like,
because
we
Yeah,
were
tell
never
us what you do.
Bombshell
What do you
no,
love?
No, like the name. Because
Yeah.
I look it up. I love the name, right? Like, because we're Elevada, and like a lot of people are like, oh, especially around here, what the heck is Elevada? And like Allegory, you got to get the same kind of reaction. Because I was like, yeah, it's called Allegory. And it took me a while to even remember the name. And then like I researched it, and I was like, oh, like I actually really like this. So why did you name it Allegory?
We went to a professional branding expert, and they do like a personality test with you. And then after your personality test, you run through all of these like options, and then you run through, you know, like 50 names, 20
Yeah.
names, you narrow everything down. And like, we just really loved what it meant. Like
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah.
It's a story. It's basically like, you know, a parable. You know, it may not mean what is on the wall.
Yeah.
It means something else. Like,
Yeah.
what's the deeper meaning?
Yeah.
Is an
Right.
allegory. And we just felt like it was so true to how far we had come. Like,
Yeah, you have a great story.
this is our story.
Yeah.
Like,
And it is a
look how
story of
far we've
beauty.
come.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
then
A story
we
of
came up
beauty,
with
yes.
the tagline. Like, what's
Yeah.
the story about? It's the story of beauty. Like, not just beauty in everyone else.
Yeah.
That we try to like help give them their
Right.
confidence so that
Right.
they could see their beauty. But
Yeah.
also the beauty that came out of so many mistakes, so many
Right.
failures, so
Absolutely.
many bad
Yeah.
situations.
Yes.
So,
It is.
so many times of us thinking that we weren't going to get there
Yeah.
to now we really have
Yeah.
what we want. And
Right.
so
I mean, there is a beauty in the suffering. There is a beauty in the transformation of
Yeah.
things.
It's
There is
the
a beauty
story.
of coming out of it and being a butterfly. And sometimes you're like that ugly caterpillar.
Right.
You know, because you're discovering all of these things. So, yeah, I love it.
yeah.
And your tagline is the story of beauty.
Yep.
I love
Yep.
that.
So then we came into Allegory, and Bree just loved the whole plan, and so she was just like on board with it. Then we had followed by several rough years with Judah, with Dan having a heart attack,
Yes.
with COVID.
What year was Dan's heart attack? How old
It
was
was
he?
6 weeks after Judah was born.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, I mean, it was
Girl.
pretty crazy.
Wow.
I mean, I was literally, Judah was on oxygen. No one knew how to run his oxygen machine but my mom, so I had to call my mom when I got the call that
Yeah.
he was going to the hospital. I had to wait for her to get to the house so she could take care of Judah.
Yeah.
And I just remember, which, you know, I know you're not supposed to talk to God like that, but
Yeah.
I was just like, God, don't you dare take him
Right.
from me.
Yes.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
Yes.
I can't even imagine.
Like,
Yeah.
don't you dare.
Yeah.
Like, this
hear
is
you.
one thing. Like, I have been through so much.
Yeah.
Like, do not.
Yeah.
Like,
Take my
test
man.
me.
Like, yeah.
Do
my
not
main
test me
supporter here.
And that you have been through all of these stages in your life where you have been tested, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have learned that you can push through that.
Yeah.
But Dan has been like, I mean, you think about it. Yeah. Like at this point, you guys have been together how many years?
I mean, we got married in 2002, so we started dating in 2001.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just like at a moment where I was at my like, this will break me.
Yeah.
And so luckily, like, he
Did
was
he get
spared.
did he get it cut open?
He got a
Angiogram.
stent.
Angiogram. Okay.
And they, he had a widowmaker, but they were,
Yeah.
it was like a millimeter off, and he
Okay.
was the lucky one.
Okay,
And
thank God.
I mean, it was so scary. Like he made a video for our kids.
Yeah.
Like while he was dying.
Wow.
Right.
And it just is like another one of those things where I was just like, okay, like it's
Are you gonna
done
crumble
now.
or climb through it?
And
Yeah.
it was
Exactly.
hard. And then
Yeah.
we had
The crumble or the
COVID,
climb.
and then that was hard, but we
Yeah.
just kept hustling through it.
Yeah.
And now we're just like, I mean,
Yeah, so
it's
now-
kind of surreal.
yeah.
We're killing it.
Yeah.
Like the last 4 years,
Yeah.
we have just been killing it.
Yeah.
Like, and we're so small.
Yeah.
We're so small but mighty.
Yeah.
Like our team is so little. Our salon is revenuing like triple what it ever had when we had 20 people.
Right. All those employees, all that overhead costs.
You're constantly booked. Like you're
We're-
booked out months.
And
Yeah.
I think, I see salons like struggling with like, oh, it's so slow, or oh, and it's like, like we have a few days where we're slow because we
Yeah.
have some cancellations. But I think what it comes down to is like if you're meticulous in your service,
Yeah.
and then you're meticulous in your quality,
Yeah.
people don't expect both anymore.
Right.
Like
come back. They will
like,
return.
People are used to getting something good quality with maybe not the best service. Or
Right.
they're used to getting the best service, but having to be like, oh, I really love my hair girl, but every time
Yeah.
she burns this part of my hair off.
Amen,
And
sister.
it's really
That
like
happens to me, man.
if you have both, it's
Yeah.
like you're pretty unstoppable.
Yeah.
And so we've managed to find a really good rhythm, and now we're just looking to grow.
You have a
Like,
great core. I mean, you have your man, you have your girl Bree, and I mean, now you're able to just have that solid foundation. So what is next? What is your legacy? What do you think?
Well, Bree is getting into leadership, and she's so ready for it.
Yeah.
She's just a great teacher. She's
Yeah.
so kind. One of our core values is like kindness above all else.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dan mentioned that yesterday.
And,
Yes, he did.
I think that she's in a great position now where she's really like at the it spot of her career.
Yeah.
Like she's been doing hair 10 years. Like she's the stylist everybody wants to go to. She's just
Yeah.
young enough. She's not too
Yeah.
young.
I got a great
Right?
blowout from her just the other day. And I was like, ooh, yeah. She has some talent.
So this is
to
going to
try
be
her
a
out.
great time to like give her more leadership, give her more say, be able to help her help things grow, which in turn will help her grow even more. I don't want to ever have a ceiling
Yep.
there.
Ceilings suck.
And as she is able to do more things, that allows us the time to do more things.
Yeah.
And so we are currently finishing up our online offerings
Okay.
because I had a dream of doing online education, and I want to complete that dream.
Okay.
So we're currently finishing that up so that we can start selling education online.
I love it.
And then we are looking into investing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Through real estate, through other things. We've had our own hairline for a long
Yep.
time.
Yep.
We've had many struggles with that. We've had to adjust it a lot. We've been through so many manufacturers and so many adjustments.
Yeah.
But it's still going strong. Everyone says it's still the best hair that they've ever had.
Yep.
And so we just keep adjusting to the market with that.
Right.
So all in all, we're going to have like a hair company, an education company,
Yeah.
a real estate company.
So you truly are building an empire.
I was about to
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
Dan was
I mean,
right. It's an empire.
My email since like the days of changing what I always knew,
Yeah.
like that business wasn't mine.
Yeah.
My email has been frypiredawn
Yeah.
at Gmail. And it's like, because this is what we're beginning,
Say it again.
frypiredawn.
Frypire down.
Because it's like,
Well, so tell me about
it's
that,
my
though.
empire.
It is your empire, but what's the P stand for?
but
Empire.
It's
to
just
play
like
on words.
Empire, Frypire, kind of
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
Fry
Thank
empire.
You. Thank you.
Like
Thank you.
Kind of like
Because
that
I saw
fried
that.
hair.
Yeah, because I saw that email and I was like, okay, this means something, but what?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank
that
you.
hidden
Fried
meaning
hair.
of like,
Yeah.
that's what I always meant for it to be.
Yeah.
Like we're starting over. It's not Donna Allegory. Allegory isn't, we're not just Allegory.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like Allegory is
Extension of the bigger
deal.
deal.
Is a part of what will be
It's
so
one
much more.
piece.
It's one piece.
And Allegory isn't just a salon, and it's
Yeah.
not just a hair brand, and
Right.
it's not just an education brand.
Right.
It is like a Starbucks brand.
Yeah.
Like, if you will.
Yes.
Like, you know, they
Yeah.
have the logo. Everybody knows the logo. It's like, you're not, you know, Starbucks could go do whatever they want now. They could make furniture.
Right.
They could, you know, or they could stay.
Which is interesting because they
true
have
to
the
who
most
they are.
simplest platform. I mean, they're still just making the lattes and the ventis and the venti lattes or whatever, you know? Like, they don't diversify very much, actually, when you think about
and
it.
sometimes when you diversify too much, you go, that didn't work. And we've done that too, for sure. Like, I did in-person education, and just quite honestly, it didn't go that well. And I think part of it was because people just really didn't take me seriously.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't see the value in me as a person.
Right.
And so they kind of just, like, didn't think that it was valuable.
Yeah.
And, you know, that old, you know, essentially, like, lesson of, like, the local is never the expert. Right.
Yeah.
And so I realized, like, you know what, doing this in-person education isn't working out that well, because I think people just don't see the value of what I'm actually, like, trying to help them be better. And
So what are you trying to educate people about?
for online education, it is hair. But I just want it to be able to reach so many people, like where I was at.
Yeah.
In a time where, like, I really couldn't actually afford to go to another city. I
Right.
spent all of our savings. Like, we lived in a crappy duplex, and it was like, I'm going to spend all of this money, and this is what I'm going to do. And my husband was like, this is all of our money.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really have this money. Like, this is a car. Like, back then, like, $4,000 was like, this is an insurmountable.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I was like, I promise you I will make this back for you.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, I believe you. I believe you.
Right.
Well,
and
he did.
Like, best investment ever.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But I want it to be able to be attainable to hairstylists that were in my position.
Yeah.
To where they're like,
you want to share your story, your success, and give that to other people. So that's a great point, right? So everyone listening out there, like, if they're thinking to themselves, like, I can't do this, like, and be inspired by your story, what would you tell them? I mean, like, what would a couple words be?
I mean, it always comes down to, it's not going to turn out how you want.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
you just have to make a shift.
Yeah.
You know,
You have to evolve.
You have to decide, okay, well, that didn't work. We're going to change course, and we're going to keep going.
And I'm thinking of a word that starts with a T, like termacity. What is that word?
Tenacious?
Like,
Tenacity?
Tenacity.
Yeah.
Like, you have a lot of tenacity,
Thank you.
right?
Yeah. I see that
like,
too.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, and I think, like, that for me is inspiring, you know, like, especially us going into this new thing. It's like, we're just like, we're determined. I'm determined. I'm like, you know what? I don't even give a crap what anybody says. Like, you know, like, I feel it. The vibe is right. And the vibe hasn't been right, but now the vibe is right. I'm feeling it.
That's how we feel with Allegory. It's like the vibe is right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, you know,
You've had this vision, you know, and it's finally coming true for you. Like
Yeah.
it has been, but you are just building upon that. So it's beautiful.
yeah, you just have to, like you said, you have to stop worrying about what other people are thinking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, people always ask me, well, how do you make your prices? Like, this salon charges that and this salon. I never go to another salon's website and check their pricing.
Right.
I don't call and check their pricing.
Yeah.
I don't see what's in my area. I price our services and our skill set
Yeah.
based on what we need to profit, what we know it's worth.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the businesses around me in Des Moines are doing.
Yeah.
Because that really isn't a good use of my time, and it
Right.
doesn't matter, because
Yeah.
what matters is where I'm going and what I'm doing.
Yep. You're putting the
Right,
focus
right.
on you and your brand.
Yeah, and with 5 kids, I only have enough time
Yeah.
to get this where it's going. I
Right.
don't have enough time to worry about where
Right.
everybody else
Like
is going.
competitor shop.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what makes you unique anyways. And I can tell you, like, that's what I've been here for 3 years now. And it's like, where were you like 10 years before? I felt like I discovered like a diamond in the rough when you brought you and Dan and Isaiah, you know, there at Sylvan. I was like, I love your hair. And we were at the copy machine and I was like, and you were so sweet and nice. And I remember I told Dan this yesterday. Dan was like, how much? You know, and he was like walking so fast out that door. And like, you were just really polite and businesslike, you know, and just like, wow. And I'm like, da da da. And we're having great conversation. I'm like, where do you get your hair done? And you're like, actually, I own a salon. It's called Allegory.
Yeah, I remember when you told me that
Yeah.
those few years ago, and
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm finally
Yeah.
on board. Like,
Right.
my hair's never felt so beautiful, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was like, it was a unique service. I was like, okay, this is nowhere else in Iowa. Like nowhere else. This is the best place. So So
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you guys are here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we
and the sun
support
is
this.
shining. So yay.
Yay, with a little bit of snow. So thank you so much, Dawn. This has been amazing. We believe in your vision and that you're going to make everything come true. And this has been great. Thank you for your time and believing in us to sit and spend an hour plus with us.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dawn. And we are so excited to see what happens next for you guys. I can't wait.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Share Your Rise podcast.
We hope you're leaving inspired and empowered to share your own journey.
Until next time, keep rising, keep thriving, and remember, your story matters.
This podcast is produced by Elevada Worldwide. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode. Be sure to head to elevadaworldwide.com for more great content.